like to see something strange. Come with us and you will see this town of Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkin scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody get a seat. Trick or treat.
Happy Halloween, Clean Nation! Make sure to like and share the stream out, everybody.
It's our town. Everybody scream.
I am the one hiding under your bed. Teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one hiding under your skin. It's like snakes and spiders in my hair.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween.
You want to win a free t-shirt tonight? Check the rules in your chat. What's going on, Lord Panacho, you bad mother? Make sure to like and share the stream out. It's the Halloween special 2021. Let's go.
In this town, don't we love it now? Everyone's waiting for the next surprise.
Skeleton Jack might catch you in the bag and scream like a veggie, make you jump out of your skin. This is Halloween, everybody scream.
Everybody scream!
I am the one hiding under your bed. Teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one hiding under your skin. It's like snakes and spiders in my hair.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Clean Nation. Who wants to win a free t-shirt tonight? Make sure to like and share. All right, let's get the show started, everybody.
Sweatsmusic.com. Along with the new design is pleased to announce the addition of The Sweatshop, the one-stop shop for all your clean needs, with new designs and merchandise being added every season. Visit www.sweatsmusic.com today. Shashakadadate.
Clean boys and dirty girls.
Welcome to the Sweats.
The Sweats and Steve Show.
A feel-good podcast.
Seems like you guys have fun on there. It's pretty cool.
All together now.
It's easy.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe
To Sweats and become a clean one today.
Have a nice day.
I'm Sweats.
And I'm Steve.
I used to be an average, ordinary guy. So one day a pair of magical glasses fell from the heavens and gave me the powers and rhythms of an electronic future. Now with my glasses and my cousin Steve,
I just like to be on the internet.
We're ushering in the future electronic.
Sweats.
Steve, this is the Sweats and Steve Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sweat and Steve Show, episode number 35. Thank you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, hold the applause. All right.
When the hell did we get a laugh track?
We got it tonight, baby. Tonight is a very, very special episode, and tonight I have written a little brief monologue that I'm gonna do in my super scary Halloween voice. I'm gonna slow the screen out right now. By the way, I am the king of house music for Halloween. Okay, I just want that to be known. Okay, let me do my monologue. Okay. All right. I hope this isn't intimidating. Okay, let's see. All right, I gotta take off the other glasses. Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you wearing double glasses?
I was wearing double glasses because I wasn't wearing the prescription. Well, these ones aren't prescription, but they're gold and they match. So yeah. All right. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay.
Allow me to give a brief introduction to our two very special guests here on episode number 35, the Halloween special 2021. On tonight's show, they are a dynamic duo that deal in the endeavors of the strange, the taboo, and matters of an occultish nature. They together host their very own podcast where they discuss these matters in depth with their knowledge, shine a light in the dark. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Ken Allen and Mistress B of the Wizard's Table.
There you go. Wonderful. There you go.
That was great.
That's right. Thank you. Yes. Welcome, everybody. Everybody, welcome Ken Allen and Mistress P here on the show. Can we get some K's and some MBs in the chat for everybody who's watching? But yes, yeah, that was my brief little introduction to these lovely two. But if I may turn it over to they themselves, could you please give us a more in-depth introduction to who you are, what you do, what is the Wizard's Table?
You want to take it first, baby?
Sure. I'm Mistress B. I'm 27. I live in North Florida. I am a witch. I do candle magic and tarot reading and occasional curses and hexes as I see fit.
Occasional. Come on, you can be honest, huh? It's not occasional. It's more than occasional, huh?
Well, I try not to. I try to make it a last resort because Ken's taught me some powerful stuff. But if I need to do it, I got to do it.
Well, actually, it's funny that I don't mean to cut you off, but Ken's power can be felt. Isn't that right, Steve? You were taken aback by Ken's power in the back room before the show.
Yeah, so a couple minutes before the shows, typically when I get in, I run in, I come in, Ken's not on screen, and then as soon as he comes on, it's like I got hit. And I just I've never felt someone who's so physically imposing. So I feel a little, I'm very intimidated by Ken. I like Mistress B. She's nice and pleasant. I'm leery of Ken. I want to stay on his good side. I want to stay on his good side because this dude, I'm feeling like he just looks like he can like hurt me.
Ken, you wouldn't hurt a fly, now would you, Ken?
No, not at all, dude. No, never. I'm sweet. I'm a sweet guy, dude.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut off Mistress B, but did you want to continue, Mistress B, introducing yourself?
No, that's pretty much it. There's not much to me.
Wonderful. Now we turn it over to the other man himself, Ken Allen.
Yeah. So, okay. Obviously, I'm Ken Allen. I am 46 years old, almost 47.
Wonderful.
I look a lot younger because I sold my soul to Satan.
That's wonderful.
So I'm basically, it is wonderful. Basically, I'm a sorcerer. I practice many different types and modalities and traditions of magic within many different cultures. You name it, I've probably touched on it at some point in time in my life. I work with demons. I work with angels. I work with the jinn. I do have jinns as a guardian. I have a jinn guardian. I have a couple demons that are my guardians. That could have been some of the presence, Steve, that you felt around me. I practice chaos magic. I practice Enochian magic, working with archangels. I practice goetic magic, working with demons. I practice demonolatry, where you also work with demons, but not in the goetic sense where you're forcing the demon, in a more polite way. We can get into that later if you'd like.
Yeah.
I do practice voodoo. Voodoo is more of my religious practice. And I do practice hoodoo. Of course, there's a difference between the two. So I have been practicing since I was about 11.
Okay, right.
And
So these are
like I
your
said,
origins. You're talking about your origins involved in matters of the occult, hoodoo, voodoo, all this stuff.
yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
So you've been involved in this from a very early age.
Oh yeah, I was exposed to it as far back as I can remember. 6 years old, 5 years old, from when I can remember. 6 years old is when I consciously remember the jinn spirit coming to me, calling my name, and I actually saw him one time. But my family, my mother's family, are Sicilian, and they practice what's called strega. Strega is a type of Sicilian folk magic.
Okay, wow.
Where there's a lot of Catholicism involved in it. So yeah.
Much like probably a lot like Santeria, right?
Like Santeria, yes, yeah.
Okay, so
And I have respect for both. I've known a lot of Santerian practitioners, and they're extremely powerful, very legitimate. Santeria is a thing; it's real.
Wow.
Just as Strega is real, hoodoo is real, voodoo, all this shit's real. Why would I do this if it wasn't? Who would? I have seen some shit you wouldn't fucking believe. And yes, of course. I mean, I wouldn't do it if it wasn't real.
Well, that's right. I mean, when it comes to protection, okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a little bit of backup from the other world, from the other side. So
Yeah.
I totally see what you're saying. But
Mhm.
wow, that you are very well versed. I mean, just like that you have a very full resume, my friend, when it comes to matters in the occult and the other world matters.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about it tonight. And I think you guys were coming on to the show, and I have a whole laundry list of questions here I'm going to get to, but let me get some shout outs going in the chat. Thank you for everyone for watching. I appreciate it. Shout out to Robert. Says, good evening. What's going on, Robert? You bad mother. Shout out to Big Gamer. Long time no see, brother. Long time no see to you too, man. Willie Beeman. Shout out to Willie Beeman. Matthew's in the chat. Mickey's in the chat. What's going on, Matthew? Mickey. We got Casual 69er in the chat. What's going on? And we got Jesus, the bad mother Jesus. What's going on? We also have Joshua Babel. What's going on, guys? Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it. We're giving away a free t-shirt tonight, so make sure you like and share the stream out. And the second rule, it's the third rule. You got to tell Steve Happy Halloween, but you got to tell him in a way that I said. If you want to win the t-shirt, drop in the comment section right now and say Happy Halloweeny, Steve. Steve, what do you think? What do you think about that? Doesn't that seem nice?
I'm just trying not to get possessed here. I'm just trying not to get. I'm not.
We need some reassurance.
Listen. We all know that I'm the skeptic on the show, but for some reason, something is not jiving with Mistress B and Ken Allen, and I'm a little freaked out. My ears are warm. And
your ears are warm.
My ears are warm.
Okay. Yeah.
My heart's a little bit palpitating a little bit, so I'm not going to make any big movements here. We're going to do the show.
They're not dinosaurs, Steve.
I'm going to do a show. I'm going to say a Hail Mary, and I'm going to go to sleep. Okay. I am not going to fuck around tonight.
Could it be that your ears are warm because of the headphones, Steve? Is that a possibility?
I don't know. Ken, why are my ears warm, Ken?
Because you have some of my spirits who are checking in on
you. Fuck. Oh
no, normally I would joke, but they're probably checking in on you. Honestly, that is a sign if your ears itch or if they're warm.
Are the spirits checking my cousin out? Is that what you're saying?
They're checking him out.
How's Fiona gonna feel about this?
Listen, and anybody who's out there, I just met Ken and Mistress B probably about 20 minutes ago, and these are legit things that I feel. So when we had Leanna Lake on the show, if you watch the show, like I was digging into my back, and she was saying that I was an angel, but I was digging, and that was completely unprovoked. Right now, my ears are really warm. I'm feeling really weird, and it's unprovoked. So it's strange. So I'll be quiet for a little bit. I'm not going to make any big motions here, okay? We're just going to do the show. We're going to get in. We're going to get out. Demons, I'm going to need you to drag those back over. How do demons get across the computer screen? Let's just talk about that for a second.
Yeah, okay, that's a good question.
So, I mean, demons think in 3-4 dimensions. They're 4-dimensional beings. Most of the world that we see is of 3 dimensions, but demons have an intellect and a spiritual power of 4 dimensions. So of course they can travel instantaneously. That's not an issue at all.
Oh my God.
That's not an issue at all, dude. I mean, they used to be okay. If you go back into the Christian mythology, they used to be angels, right? So most angels do in fact travel at the speed of light. So the demons do the same thing. They can travel at the speed of light. So
oh my God,
they can be almost anywhere instantaneously.
Think of how much they save on gas. Okay, never mind. All right, but as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting in the people that said Happy Halloween to Steve. We're not using the paper method because it got messy last time, but we're gonna do a little wheel turn, little type thing, a little nice thing I found online. So if you want to win the free T-shirt tonight, make sure you like and share the stream out, and tell Steve Happy Halloween. But anyway, so yeah, we have a lot to go into this. Demons, omnipresence, Steve being uncomfortable. We have a lot to go into for sure. Okay, but the first question was to kind of to talk about your origins. I know you kind of went into that a little bit, Ken, but if maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Maybe you said, and this applies to Mistress B as well. But when you say you've been around the stuff since 5 or 6. Was it like something that you kind of you came your way from your family that you picked up that way, or kind of go into a little bit deeper into your origins? Whoever wants to take it first.
So for me, it was family. It was the Sicilian side of my family. Okay.
Right.
And that's where I got exposed to sorcery and witchcraft and mysticism and things of that nature. Because let me tell you something.
Right.
Hell hath no fury.
Like a woman scorned.
A Sicilian woman. A Sicilian woman scorned, baby.
Okay.
So
I can believe it.
I believe it. But basically that's my origins. That's where I got started out. And as I studied and I progressed through what they were teaching me, one thing led to another, and I just evolved from there. So
okay. How about you, Mistress B? What are your origins in this realm of knowledge and practice?
Well, I actually grew up really strict Christian. And around the age of 18, 19, I started questioning my religion. And so I started learning about other religions, and I kind of stumbled upon to paganism and witchcraft and that sort of thing. And I got my first tarot deck and I loved it. And every tarot reading I've ever done for somebody, they end up crying. So I started to dive deeper into it, and then I met Ken, and since then it's just been a whirlwind.
Yes,
now, did you charge for those tarot card readings? Maybe that was why they cried.
I only charged $2 a card.
Okay.
But the first couple I didn't charge.
Okay. So their tears come from elsewhere, outside the pocket. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, well, that's great. That's wonderful. And the next question, you had a question.
Real quick. I'm not making this ear thing up. Look how red my ears are.
Let's solo in on Steve here.
I'm not making this up. My ears are really burning right now.
The demon that's checking you out must have an ear fetish or something.
This is weird. It's really, really weird. It's kind of freaky, man. It really is. I'm not making it up. Like my ears are really burning right now. You look at my skin, it's not.
Yes.
Fuck.
You know, it is very possible that it's the demon Stolas, Stolas.
Okay.
So the demon Stolas is one of the 72 primary demons in the Goetia or the Lemegeton, the Key of Solomon. It's a book. You can buy it, study it, practice it.
Okay. So
anyway, Stolas, he's number 36 in the Goetia, and he controls 26 legions of demons. A very powerful demonic entity. And one of the ways that he shows his presence is warming up the flesh.
Fuck.
Yep.
This is not scripted.
And since they do travel at the speed of light, you know, it wouldn't be far-fetched for them to travel through, you know, your headphones or even your computer screen. So, but he's not going to harm you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you calling off Stolas?
Mickey, can you get the book of Stoloff and put it?
I can tell you this. The ENN, which is a type of incantation to summon Stolas, is Stolas Remek Vyasa Onka.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have to say with that inflection, or can you just say it like you're in a regular conversation?
I would say it with emotion. Yes.
Okay.
I would say it with conviction and emotion. Yeah.
Because Stolas likes the conviction, right?
Absolutely, they all do, man. I mean, these things are primordial. They're ancient. They were here before anything. They deserve that respect.
Okay. All right.
So to not give them that respect,
you're dissing them. You're dissing them hardcore.
Pretty fucking much, bro. I mean, you know. So Steve, don't diss them.
I don't want. Listen, I don't want any problems. I really don't. I don't want any problems. I got to go to work tomorrow. I got a big day at work. I got class. I got a paper to finish. I don't want any problems. All right. I am listen. I am the skeptic of Sweats and Steve. And I'm freaking the fuck out right now. I'm telling you that right now. The thing is, what's your daughter's name?
Yeah, who's that little sorcerer?
His name is Jackson.
Oh,
hello,
hi, Jackson.
Jackson.
Wonderful.
And he does want to be just like his daddy. So.
That's wonderful. That's awesome. He'll have Stolas watching his back everywhere he goes.
You damn Skippy, dude.
I just want to say real quick, this is who I have so far in the raffle. I have Matt, Cass, Big Gamer, Mickey, Jesus, and Jake. If anybody else wants to be entered into the raffle, to say happy Halloween to Steve, and make sure you like and share the stream out. But okay, yeah, that was great. Thank you.
There's something else I got to say.
Sure.
There is a certain level of heaviness with Ken and Mistress B. It's like when they talk about what they're talking about, you can see that it's real. There's some people that are really faking it, and honestly, like
Mistress B can kind of pick it up for you and explain what you're feeling if you would like.
Yeah,
take it away, Mistress B. Break it down.
Basically, all of life, any life in any form is energy, and the more powerful it gets, the more energy that there is. And so the fact that you're feeling Ken's energy, this is just how he is. When I first met him, like my shoulders felt heavy. It was hard to breathe. When you go into his temple, I almost had a panic attack because there's so much power in his temple that you can feel just like everything that's gone on in there and how much he's really been working. And it's crazy, but I love it.
What kept you from running though, Mistress B? What kept you from running away?
I trust Ken with my life. I would do anything that Ken told me to do at any time. And not like one of those cult leader things where I'm like, Ken is a god or anything, but I trust Ken. I know he has my back.
To be fair, Ken would be I think he'd be an excellent candidate to run a cult. What do you think so? You think so, Ken?
Hell yeah, man. Why not?
Listen, Listen,
not, dude?
the shoulder pain and the heaviness with breathing. I wish I wrote that down because those are two things that I'm definitely feeling right now, and I'm a little worried.
Welcome to Ken. Don't worry, it goes away.
It will go away. Yeah. When we end the show tonight, you'll be fine. You will be calm. You may have some interesting dreams, but you'll be fine.
Oh man, I'm freaking out.
This is great. This is wonderful. I want to give some shout outs more in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys got a lot of questions and stuff, but if I miss your questions, just keep putting it in the comment section, and I'll try to get to as many as possible. Shout out to Jake. Shout out to our cousin Michael. Jake, he says Jake's balls are sweating. Maybe Stolas is going to see Jake too.
Yeah,
Steve,
you guys
Michael,
keep joking. I'm gonna end up dead. Stop it.
No, you're not. They're not going to kill you.
Michael's asked Steve, "Are you okay?"
I hope so, man. I've never really felt like this is some heavy stuff, and I'm not. Jeez Louise.
You know why it's heavy, Steve?
Why?
Because it's real.
Oh, shower on.
I can't disagree. I really can't. With the anxiety that I'm feeling. I mean, you guys see the show all the time. I'm pretty well composed. I'm feeling good. I am really anxious right now. I really am.
Well, we're only 26 minutes in, Steve. So buckle up and strap in. Cousin, how long way to go? Shout out to Paul Charles. Shout out to Josh. I think I shouted out Joshua already. Shout out to Kathy, the infamous Kathy. Hey, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Kathy. Very, very popular here on the show.
Love Kathy.
Shout out to Heather Jones as well. Thank you for the notify, Heather. Appreciate it. What's going on, Michael, you bad mother? And yeah. So let me do an update on the raffle real quick. I have Joshua, Michael, Jake.
Mistress B, real quick. Question that I have for you.
Yeah.
When you and Ken met, how did you guys form your bond? How did you guys determine like this is what we want to start having our show about? So you're doing your podcast, and then how do you maintain kind of the energy that you have?
Well, Ken and I met because I'm actually dating his stepson. So his husband is my boyfriend's father. And I met him, it's red tide. So all the allergies are fucked up. When I met him, when I first met Gage's dad, it was like an instant connection. We bonded and there was like an energy link between us that I know it's kind of like that feeling of if the two of us are left alone, we're going to get into some trouble, and that has proven to be true. And Ken approached me almost a year ago and said that he wanted to start a podcast and knew that I could help him. So I was like, yeah, I'm down to help you. Absolutely. So I set up, his streaming service. I designed the logo, that sort of thing. And then a couple months before the podcast started, he sprung it on me that he wanted me to be the co-host. And I was just like, okay, I guess.
And a brave soul indeed.
Can I ask you something? This door that's behind me, something is telling me to close it.
It's your
okay.
Well,
something.
If you ask me, I'd say open that bitch up.
Okay. Well, it's open now. But I'm just.
Is it open wide?
Yeah.
It's a crack.
It's a crack.
It's a crack, right?
No, that's as wide as it's not a big closet, Sweats. Give me a break, okay?
Oh, it's a closet again.
We're gonna get California closets out here eventually. Mickey, can you put a link to California closets down below? But for right now, we just moved in. It's the size that it is. You don't need to be ragging on my little crack closet. Okay?
I'm not ragging on it because it's beautiful.
Can you send one of the demons over to Sweats? I don't know why they keep messing with me. Jesus.
Oh, this is great. So yeah, kind of talk about the next question I had that kind of like involves that. What do you do on your show, on your podcast, The Wizard's Table? What type of guests do you usually have? And I'm assuming obviously you talk about things that of the occult and magic and all that stuff, but kind of go a little bit more in depth into your show.
Yeah, so I mean, we talk about everything paranormal, everything occult, spirituality. Obviously, we interview paranormal investigators, the ones who like us, because a lot of paranormal investigators don't like occultists.
Why is that?
You know, because we're not scientific. We don't run around using instruments that go beep. You know, they don't like that. They don't like the fact that we work with supernatural entities, that we work with supernatural powers, that we practice sorcery and witchcraft, that we work with demons or angels or the jinn, that we work with these things. Me and Mistress B, we do not necessarily investigate the paranormal. We are the paranormal. Okay. And maybe it's an intimidation factor. I don't fucking know, but I think it's silly and ridiculous because we could be a powerful resource for the paranormal investigation world if they would allow it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talk about all that stuff. You know, we my God, it was I don't remember what episode it was. We read out of the Satanic Bible. I have a copy of the Satanic Bible. I keep it here. It's fabulous. It's great.
Is it a good read or is it a snooze fest?
Okay.
No, it's a really good
it's a great read. It's a great read, bro. The philosophy is brilliant.
Okay,
it's brilliant.
So you're talking about the Satanic Bible. That's what you're talking about.
The Satanic Bible, written by Anton Szandor LaVey, who founded the Satanic Church of San Francisco in 1966.
Okay. Now, I have a question about that, but I kind of want to get to a few others first, so I got to make sure to come back to that. Now, okay, the next question that I had, let's see here. Okay, so that's your show, The Wizard's Table.
I'm going to put a reminder in the chat.
You should buy it and read it, Steve.
He's reading business books right now. He's learning. What are you learning
right now? I'm reading organizational behavior by Wes.
No.
Very dry. Okay.
No. You should get some books by Anton Szandor LaVey or some Luciferian books by Michael W. Ford. Then you'd be set. Yeah. I don't know what they know.
That's kind of the next question that I had. Because I do remember you talking about a difference between Luciferian and Satanic and stuff, but I kind of want to make it into a general question, and then you can kind of go into that if you like. But a real good question that I had is, what are some of the misconceptions about what you do and the occult that you would like to dispel? And by the way, before you start, Ken, Stash, I did put you into the raffle as well. But Ken, take the floor.
Okay, so a few of the misconceptions, and if I forget anything, Mistress B, please step up and help me out here. First of all, we do not worship the devil. Okay. As a sorcerer, I do not worship the devil. I do not worship demons. Actually, no self-respecting sorcerer is going to worship anything. We don't worship any fucking thing.
Okay.
We will give honor to, we will work with and respect these entities, these intelligences and these beings, but we will not worship anything.
Okay.
So first of all, we don't worship the devil. We don't do that. That, to me, that's just silly. In fact, when working with the Goetia and working with demonolatry, the name Satan isn't even brought up. It's not even a part of Solomonic magic. Satan isn't even in there. And in most cases, Lucifer isn't even in there.
When you say Goetian, you keep mentioning this word Goetian. What is that referring to?
So Goetia refers to Solomonic magic, summoning demons and using a circle of protection, using ancient Hebrew names of God like Elohim, Adonai, et cetera.
Yeah.
That's kind of sort of what Goetia is. Its origins is ancient Greece, which means howling, screaming, stuff like that. It's Goetia is a type of Western shamanism.
Oh, okay. Now, and so when you're dealing with all these entities right now, how should I phrase this? Let's just assume like that the Bible, okay? Let's assume the Bible is a book of lore, okay? Now when you're dealing with these entities and stuff, is there stuff that is outside of the Bible lore and into other type of lore? I don't know if this question is making any sense, but like, is everything kind of like does everything kind of lead back to how it's traditionally understood, like heaven and hell and Lucifer and Jesus, or is there's totally other worlds like of like entities that you deal with? Does that make any sense? I know.
Yeah, I know what you're. I know what you're attempting to say. You take a sip of water. I know what you're trying to say. But
I need to go get some shit.
So
don't leave me alone with these two. Do not leave me alone.
Do you want to take that one, baby? Go ahead, girl.
Sure. There's a lot of different stuff that's involved in that. So the whole heaven and hell dichotomy isn't really a thing because there's no true good or true evil. It's kind of a spectrum, and there can be benevolent demons and there can be
Malevolent angels.
Thank you. Yes, malevolent angels. And then there's also a bunch of different other entities because all these entities existed and it just took some sort of society to say, no, this is the one that we worship. Everything else is evil. So Ken and I have worked with spirits from a ton of different theologies. Like Ken's worked with Loki. I've worked with Athena. We've worked with demons, all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of like gray area and it's really misunderstood. Everybody thinks that all demons are evil. And if you work with them, you have to sell them your soul. Half the time, all they want is a little bit of alcohol and some respect.
Yes, that's true. That's a fact. Because King Paimon, and please, whatever you do not refer to him as just Paimon. You need to put King in front of that shit, okay? King Paimon is an extremely powerful demon of the infernal divine. You have the celestial divine angels, and then you have the infernal divine demons. He's a great example of an extremely powerful demon. But there is no soul selling. That's just foolishness. That's the Inquisition created that shit back in the Middle Ages about selling your soul to Satan and all that. You can't sell your soul. You can't do that shit. But now there is pacts, PACTS. You can make pacts to say, okay, I will give you this kind of a offering or this kind of a devotional offering 6 months out of the year if you do this for me. And then you can in fact sign a pact in your own blood. It doesn't have to be your whole name. It doesn't. You can just make a mark, make an X, make a check, whatever. As long as your blood's on that contract. But there's no selling. That's foolishness. That's ridiculous, and it's asinine that people fucking believe that shit.
Okay. And there's no virgin sacrifices either. We're not.
No. And where the fuck are you going to find a virgin anyway?
We got Steve.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I have a nephew to differ. I have a nephew that defers that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. I had to take the shot. It was right there.
You're fine. I feel. See, here's the thing, Mistress B, and I kind of picked this up on you. I feel like you're trying to provoke me, and I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to let you just have. I'm going to let you make fun of me all night.
Stoloff might be in that fucking closet.
Listen. I will not let you get the best of me. You can just have it. Yep. I'm a virgin.
Actually, Mr. B was telling us about some fuck you lotion. You want to tell us about that fuck you lotion, Mr. B?
Yeah, so I had a particularly negative experience with a girl, and I was so pissed off. I was ready to drive to her house and slash her tires, but I figured rather than go to jail, that I'd solve it in the mystical way. And so my boyfriend loves spicy hot sauce. I'm talking like millions of Scoville units. And so I took every spicy thing I could find in the house and combined them into this fuck you oil. And I use it for all of my curses. And it's so hot, it'll burn your skin if you touch it.
Yeah, that's, actually when you said you're going to go over and slash your tires. Oh, okay. We have a shower thought. Okay, hold on.
It's been a while since I did a shower thought, and I have the perfect one for our guest tonight.
Okay,
maybe we created the devil to shift the blame from us. I'm trying to get back on your good side, okay? I am trying to get back on your good side.
Speak of the devil, what the hell is this? What's going on over here? Who are you Stoloff? Are you who are you? Oh, that's that you're gonna give us
freak the fuck out.
You're gonna give us
everybody like the circus.
I do not want to go to the circus that you're at.
Come on, I'll show you a good time.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Where's your mask? Put on your mask. You're gonna get
There's not a mask. I'm the real deal, baby.
Oh God, Gee, I believe you. You're the real deal.
Welcome to the party.
I freaked out.
I'm leaving that party.
I freaked out. Dude, I freaked out.
What's going on here?
Dude, I freaked out.
You all right, Steve?
Freaked out. This is a live show. This is unscripted. I'm here doing my shower thought. And then
shit.
I don't
we
know.
Had Bozo the Clown's evil twin came in and wanted us to invite us to the circus.
Not another one.
Oh, he's back again.
Same one.
Hi, B. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, lots of love. Lots of love here on the show.
This is a very far away from Liana Lake. This is a very far away from Liana Lake.
Yeah, and trillions of miles away from the Kanazoa for sure.
Yeah.
This is
Why you get so close to the camera? You want to be seen? Hi, Steve. I love you. Sweet dreams.
Oh, he's gonna have them.
I'll be waiting.
Oh
my goodness!
And look at my ears again. Look at my ears.
Happy Halloween, you guys.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Steve, you all right there? How's your ears?
Man, I don't know what is going on in Ken's household, but this is officially my favorite show. Every show is getting better, and this is officially my favorite show. I was legit scared.
This is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know, it's like on the Wizards table, Sweats and Steve. I mean, honestly, we do whatever the fuck we want to do. We don't give a shit about what people think or who's watching. You know, we let people know it's not for fetuses. You know, if you're 18 or below, don't watch our show. If you choose to watch it, well, then you'll get psychological damage. We don't give a fuck about you.
Let's do a quick update on the raffle so far. We have Matt, Cass, Big Gamer, Mickey, Jesus, Jake, Joshua, Michael, and Stosh that are entered into the raffle right now. If you want to be entered into the raffle to win a free Sweats t-shirt, all you have to do is say Happy Halloweeny, Steve. And Steve needs to have a happy Halloween now. I don't know if it's gonna be very happy now what was that fine clown's name?
That clown's name was Kevin.
That clown named Kevin. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Can we drop a K in the chat?
Let's drop a K for Kevin.
A CK, Clown Kevin.
Clown Kevin. I'm dropping mine right now. Absolutely. Shout out to Clown Kevin.
So one of your people, I saw the comment. One of your people asked me something with regards to a Ouija board.
Yeah, that's right. That was Kaz who asked that.
Casual 69er, baby. Ooh, So, Casual 69, what you want to do, Casual?
You can't do that casually. Can you confirm that, Ken? You cannot 69 casually.
No, God, no. And you can't do it with a smile on your face either.
All right, would you like to answer that question for Kaz?
I'm trying to remember what the question was.
Have you ever used a Ouija board?
Oh yeah, all the time. I use it a lot whenever I'm trying to communicate with the dead or with demons or with the jinn. I use it all the time. I know proper procedures for me to protect myself before, during, and after I close the Ouija board down. Again, it goes back to a lot of paranormal investigators putting occultists down for using Ouija boards, but that's because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Whereas people like me and Mistress B, we do know. So yes, I do use a Ouija board all the time, and I've had nothing but the greatest responses and extremely positive outcomes whilst using the Ouija board.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned paranormal investigators. This is one paranormal investigator that you will have a problem with. Mr. Brandon Crotty. What's going on?
Not at all.
Yay,
Never.
Brandon.
Bad mother.
Absolutely not. We love Brandon.
Am I okay here? Brandon, am I okay? Help me, Brandon.
Well, Brandon is still around. Ken and Mr. Speed were on Brandon's podcast, and Brandon's still around, so we must be doing something good. I think we're okay, Steve. I think we're okay.
Everyone seems listen. There has been a growing infatuation with me between Senazoa liking me and me and him bonding, between me and John bonding, and now I'm getting a lot of attention between my ears and the clown named Kevin. I am just
you're on a winning streak. They
Mr.
love
Speed,
you.
let me ask you something.
Okay.
What I can tell you are just evaluating and you are thinking and something's going on in that mind of yours. What are your thoughts?
What are you hiding?
Not hiding. I don't think she's hiding anything, but I think you're evaluating a lot.
I am. I'm a little bit not on edge, but on edge is the best way I can describe it, because I know that a lot of people think that people that work with the occult are evil or crazy or delusional or whatever negative terms that you want to find. And I'm watching the comments, and I haven't seen anything that has made me want to leave or anything, but I'm just very apprehensive because, Ken and I take this really seriously because it is real. It's just like people, denouncing paranormal because they've never had an experience with it until they have an experience, and then they're like, oh yeah, the paranormal is real. But nobody wants to have an experience with demons except for, of course, Ken and I. So they're never going to have that moment of, oh shit, this is real. And so I wanted to make sure that we're still being, respected and stuff like that. But I'm having a ball so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I get the full screen?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Can I get the full screen?
Sure.
I'm gonna tell everyone right now. Everyone who's out there watching this, I'm freaking the fuck out. So this is real, okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm freaking out. I am in a really weird place. They're nice people. They're lovely. They're great. They're easy to talk to. But I'm afraid to go to sleep because they keep talking about my dreams that I'm going to have. I'm telling you right now, if anyone has any bad things to say, I will get the ghost or the demon that is rubbing my ears, and they will come directly to you. I promise you, they will. This is real, and I'm freaking out. Okay, take it off me because that's too much.
This is great. This is wonderful.
They're still bed, dude. Dude, they are still
Let's
bed.
see here.
We're burning.
You have a presence.
So have we
close to you.
So the headphones causing the irritation that's no longer an excuse anymore, right? We're talking about.
Listen, next show that we do, I will show my ears just as well. And there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. We're not making shit up here. It's heavy in this chat room. It really is. And I am the skeptic. Like I said before, I am the skeptic of the two, and I don't know if I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's not real. But all I know is right now I'm feeling like I can't sit there and say that something isn't real because I'm freaking out, and I'm not sitting here like just adamantly denying that anything that you guys do is illegitimate. So even just saying
deep breaths, cousin.
How many times, Mickey? Can you go back and let me know how many times I've had to breathe deeply?
That's right, absolutely. Let's get some shout outs going. This is great so far. Awesome. Shout out to Kenny for the double like. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you to Heather Jones, Paul Charles.
This is what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to say.
Sure.
Mr. B, I'll say one thing about our fan base. We are very open, and the expectation that Sweats and I have is that they respect our guests, and they do a really good job. They can disrespect me all they want. That's totally okay. But when it comes to our guests, we definitely want them to respect our guests, respect what they're doing. And because, you guys are giving your time to us and giving your time to the guests. So we definitely want to do that. So if there was anything out there, I wouldn't want you to leave because we are about 2-hour show. We would just ask them to unsubscribe. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So may I?
Go ahead, Ken.
Someone asked, Matthew Martinez asked, what are your guys' thoughts on Aleister Crowley? Okay, so Aleister Crowley was really fucked up in the head. Okay, he was, but Aleister Crowley was a very powerful sorcerer. He was a very powerful occultist. He did some terrible, terrible things. But he accomplished a lot of things. He could manipulate reality. literally manipulate reality. He was very successful at summoning demons. He had a house in Sicily. He had a house on Loch Ness where he summoned these demons. Aleister Crowley was so bad that Mussolini kicked his ass out of fucking Sicily.
No way.
Yeah, that's a fact. You can look that shit up. But there is an old recording of him saying, "I have finally mastered the art of eating human feces. Now I can do anything."
Oh God.
Yeah, Aleister Crowley, man.
How is that an art form, by the way?
Because he's Aleister Crowley, dude. He's
I was
Aleister
gonna say.
So I don't have anything against Aleister Crowley. I think his teachings are extremely valuable. I think his teachings are amazing. But him as a person, I don't really like so much. But
Do you think he really ate? What did you say? Feces or fetuses or?
He said
human feces. Shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
pro tip: don't eat human feces.
No,
never wanted to. Never.
I don't know if he really did or not. I know that he loved the shock factor for his time. Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
I if only you could tell that to my dogs who can't seem to stop eating their own feces every now and then.
They eat their own.
Zeus Jax, straight up, guys, that's not good for you. It comes out the body, it doesn't go in. But yeah, good question, man. Let me get a few more shout outs going. Brandon asked if we did the giveaway yet. No, we did not. Let's give an update on that real quick. I have Matt, Cass, Big Gamer, Mickey, Jesus, Jake, Joshua, Michael, Stash, Kenny, and Kathy who have entered into the giveaway. If you want to be entered into the giveaway to win a free Sweats t-shirt, say Happy Halloween to Steve if you haven't already. And I wanted to give some shout outs to Kenny for the double like, Heather Jones, Paul Charles, Cass, Joshua, Sam, Ladita for liking the stream. Shout out to Brandon and Mickey for hearting it, and shout out to Kathy for laughing at the stream. But anyway, yeah,
You
this
put
is
me
great.
in the giveaway too.
I will put you in the giveaway right now. Absolutely. Let's see here. Let's see here.
I think we should just give them free shirts, sweats.
I think we should. You know what? This has been such a good episode. You don't have to be into the raffle. I'm gonna send you guys some free Sweats t-shirts, okay?
Oh, thank you.
There you go. We'll figure that out after the show. But yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate guests who take the time out of their schedule to come and have a good time with us. And I think I really do enjoy, it's a small little what's the word I'm looking for? A token of my gratitude. Yeah, how about that? Only a king such as I mean, hold on, let me get the full screen.
Such a wise leader.
Say it again, Mistress B.
Such a wise leader.
Say that again, Mistress B.
Such a wise leader.
One more time.
Such a wise leader.
That's terrific. That's wonderful. Someone needs to clip that. Let's see here. We have Debbie Wallace Hankins says Happy Halloween. All right, we're gonna enter in Debbie here for the free giveaway here. Debbie. All right. I'm gonna throw Brandon in here as well.
Yeah. So real quick, one thing that I want to ask, what are some maybe, I don't know, not on me, but what are some things that you might be able to share with, our audience while they're here? What are some things that you might be able to kind of, demonstrate or anything like that? And if I'm putting you on the spot, because again, this is all just live and you don't want to do it, you can change the subject. You won't hurt my feelings. I'll do a shower thought and that will be okay. We can get out of this part. But is there anything maybe that you guys can demonstrate, or is that not something you guys are into?
Well, I don't do my readings live typically because I like to sit and kind of wait. And I found that usually when I do my readings, I'll get my initial thoughts and then I like to sleep on it for a day and figure something out. But I can show you something. So I'm in the middle. I never finished it. It was on our last podcast. I'm in the middle of a cord cutting ceremony. And so what this is you have one end of a candle that represents you or one person and the other end that represents another person. And you light the candles. And when the string burns, the cord between you is cut and your connection is severed. So you can see mine is almost finished. It's just about there. And I haven't had the energy to finish it yet because it takes a lot.
Who are you burning out of your life?
Yeah, who are you connected to?
That's a secret. I can't tell you guys.
That's a secret.
Okay. Look, I'm not gonna press. We're not gonna make Mistress B mad. Okay, we're not gonna make Mistress B mad.
I mean, sometimes I've never seen that before. That's a very interesting way of doing things, though. A lot of symbology there.
It's really, really powerful, and I like to include all sorts of stuff in there. So I not only carved the initials in the candle, but I wrote a note to the person, just releasing everything that I have to do. And I actually got this person to lick the candle.
You got them to lick the candles? Is that what you said?
Yes, I did. Yep.
What? Were they consciously licking the candle? Were they perhaps asleep?
Nope, they consciously licked the candle. They had no idea what it was about, but they consciously licked it.
That's wonderful.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
So this is KC, Kevin the Clown.
Hey, what's going on, Kevin the Clown?
How did you get out of the paint so fast?
Yeah, that was pretty fast, Kevin.
I've got an electric sander.
Well, we had some KCs going for you in the chat, so the chat appreciates the theatrics.
You scared the shit out of me, man. You scared the shit out of me.
Clown. All right, yeah.
Good. It means I did my job.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Well, you guys have a blessed night and a good time, and enjoy Halloween, man. It's a great time of the year.
Thank you
Kevin,
so much, Kevin. You do the same. Thank you.
Y'all take care.
Thank you for the scare.
Kevin actually makes a good point there. They're talking about Halloween because that leads me to my next question. Let's see here. Hold on.
Latino Heat just came up with a pretty good question, and I know that Ken asked. Yep, right there, that one.
Yep.
I know Ken was talking about voodoo and hoodoo. So,
So are voodoo dolls real? Okay, so they're not really called voodoo dolls; they're called poppets. Okay, but voodoo dolls, the way they're known today, that's not a part of voodoo. It's really not. That's really not a part of voodoo. That's a big part of European folk magic, though. And in some cases, it is used in the voodoo religion. Now, keep in mind, voodoo is a religion. It's a spiritual practice. Magic is like secondary. Hoodoo is where your magic's at, but voodoo is a religious practice. But the voodoo doll, if you want to call it that, I kind of cringe when people say that, but I understand people don't know. Poppets, use the word poppet. They're mostly used for healing. They're rarely ever used for cursing or for killing or maiming or any of that kind of stuff. They're mostly used for healing people. And pins can be stuck into certain places of a person's body for healing purposes. It's not for torture. It's not for pain. It's not to, again, kill or maim, harm in any way, shape, or form.
And they're most powerful when they include articles of that person, like their hair or spit or blood or something like that. Because basically what you're working with is a physical manifestation of that person that transcends into the spiritual or the mystical.
That's right. And it's commonly called personal concern. So if you get the fingernails, when you're creating this poppet or this doll, when you get the fingernails, put it in the hands of the doll. If you get hair, put it in the head of the doll. Semen is powerful. If you can get it, I mean, and there's many different ways to do that.
You don't say. No way. Brandon actually has a question here, and then I'll get to my question that I had. What are the steps for doing a money spell? Question for B and Ken. I think I do remember the money spell. Hearing about it from the last podcast you did with Brandon. Go ahead, Steve.
There's a lot of different steps and methods you can take to do money spells, money magic. You can take a $2 bill and shred it up and put it into lucky green rice. Okay. All right, so lucky green rice is very simple. You just take white rice, do not fucking cook it, and you put it into like a bowl with green food coloring, and you stir it up and stir it up and let it dry. You take this shredded $2 bill and you place it into the jar of the lucky green rice, and you shake it up really good, and you carve on the candle your intention of wanting money, and you can burn that candle on top of the jar of the money green rice, and you can in fact give a prayer to a saint or to God or to an angel or even a demon. Bune, B-U-N-E, is a very powerful demon to invoke for money. I have every time I have invoked this demon to get money, I have gotten no less than $500 at a time, and that's a fucking fact.
Okay. One of my question is for that: if you do the money spell and you burn that, you said a $2 bill.
You take a $2 bill and you shred it up and you put it
Okay.
inside the green rice.
Does that come with the money back guarantee? Because I like my money. I mean, I gotta be careful when it comes to my money.
You'll get it back. Don't worry.
You'll get it back.
Good.
You don't have to use a $2 bill. You can use a $1 bill.
About 25 cents. Can I use 25
by
cents?
tradition? No, you can't. But by tradition, you use a $2 bill.
And a lot of magic is really just your own intuition. So I'm not very good at house plants at all, but I've done plant magic before. So when I get a new plant, I try to pick like a succulent or a cactus, something that's hard to kill, but I'll bury coins in the bottom of the plant. And as the plant flourishes, my money flourishes as well. So that's how you can use a quarter.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that. Nice. I like that a lot. I was gonna give a quick update on the raffle because we're gonna be doing it very, very soon, probably within the next 10 minutes or so. I have Matt, Cass, Big Gamer, Mickey, Jesus, Jake, Joshua, Michael, Stosh, Kenny, Kathy, Debbie, and Brandon. If anybody else would like to be entered into the raffle, just tell Steve Happy Halloween if you haven't already. Jesus has a good question. Let's see here. What about jinns? Are they the same thing as genies?
Yes, they are. They are. And now, don't think of Barbara Eden with her fine self. That was actually my first crush, Barbara Eden. You know, dun 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 dun. She was my first straight crush.
Okay.
My first homosexual crush was probably Bo Duke.
Bo Duke. Who's Bo Duke?
Really, dude? Really?
If you know, you can share your screen. If you pull up a picture of Bo Duke. The hopper's on the table.
Oh my God. Anyway, so a jinn. Okay, so a jinn is a non-human entity. It's a non-human spirit. Some people clump jinns and demons together. I don't do that. They are distinct and they are different. Yes, jinns are mostly known in Islam and the Muslim religion, but they do predate Islam. They go back prior to Islam to the pagan religions of the East, of the Middle Eastern lands and areas and things like that. So a jinn is an entity that is very much like we are. They have culture. They have a lifespan, albeit their lifespans are thousands and thousands of years old, but eventually they will die of old age. And when I mean thousands of years, I mean like 15, 20, 30,000 years. Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they live a long time. They're extremely powerful. They can kill you. They have been known to cause spontaneous combustion in human beings. And your ears are hot, right, Steve?
Stop it. Stop that right now. Listen, I got a big day at work tomorrow. I got a quiz I got to take. I got a paper I got to do. Like, let me walk across the stage.
Yeah, we have episode number 36 of the Sweats and Steve show. Steve has a lot to live for. You can't spontaneously combust on me.
But they do live in a parallel universe. It's very similar to ours. Hello, Lisa Marie. Very similar to ours. And some people have jinns as an ally. Like me, for example. I've had one since I was a kid. I mean, yeah.
I guess my thing is when you first can you talk about that first encounter
with the jinn?
Yeah, with like
sure.
What was that like for you? I mean, did you see like the actual
Oh, I saw the full it was there. Like I'm looking at a person in the room with me. It was there. There's no mistaking what I saw. I was about 6 years old when I saw this thing.
Sure.
And it was short, about the same height I was. And maybe it took on that form so it wouldn't freak me out. But I could tell it was non-human. It had horns that was like that wide.
Oh shit!
It started from the right here and went to the base of the skull, like two large cornrows. Okay. And it was like a off-white color with golden speckles in the horns, and it had this huge humanoid head. And prior to me seeing it, like 3 to 4 days prior to me seeing it, I remember hearing it say, Kenneth, 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 just randomly throughout the house.
Yeah.
And I just kind of look around. I was young. I didn't freak out about this shit. Never bothers me. I just kind of looked around. And one day there he was. Wow. And we got into an argument. I remember we got into an argument, and I called him a whore. Right?
That's a good compliment in some cases.
In some cases. But yeah, man, it didn't freak me out at all. But he's been with me ever since because everybody assumed, my mother assumed, my father assumed that I had an imaginary friend. No.
And I guess you answered my next question, and that was, what was your reaction? So you said that, it never really bothered you.
It didn't bother me at all. We had, like I said, we had a conversation and we got into an argument, and I called him a whore, and then we made up and we went on.
Now, what is your, are you able to see other, would you call them spirits? Would you call them what would you call them?
I call them, well, I know where you're going. I call them non-human entities. Demons are fine. You can call them demons, but again, there's a difference between a jinn and a demon. Sure. But no, I have seen demonic entities manifest while conjuring them in a circle, in a magical circle. I have seen them begin to manifest, and they're very pixelated. Like if you're watching television, you have satellite TV or whatever, and a storm comes through and everything starts getting pixelated.
Sure.
That's how they look when they're starting to take on human form. But you have to tell them, please take on human form, not terrifying, because they'll show up looking like who the fuck knows whatever.
Wow.
And you don't want that.
Now, what's your kind of viewpoint? Do you think that that's how they naturally are? Like wherever they, I don't know what to say, but whatever dimension that they live in, is that how they look in that dimension? And then they come here to look how we want them to look? Or like, what are your viewpoints on something like that?
That's a great question, bro. That's a damn good question. And you will be rewarded tonight. But will they
stop messing with my ears?
Yeah.
Probably. I think so each one of them have a different personality. And they are, like I said, they are primal, dude. These are spirits that predate the existence of light. So they're master shapeshifters. They can look like whatever the fuck they want to. I think a lot of it depends on the mood that they're in, but they do carry a lot of anger because they have been usurped. The great usurper, also known as Yahweh, cast them away and threw them into another dimension called hell.
Okay.
So they're going to look like whatever mood they're in. But most of the time when I have worked with them, they come across as, and maybe it's because of who I am. I think that depends on the person too. They've always come across as extremely attractive men.
Okay.
Very hot guys.
I'm sure you like that very much, Ken.
Oh, but I do.
No, speaking of very attractive men, are succubuses a thing?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Some people go out of their way to conjure one so that they can have sex. That's a fact.
Have you ever met a succubus, Ken?
Have I ever met a succubus? I've had no need.
Okay, because you're.
I am well supplied.
but explain what this because I know what it is, but like. What's their ranking in the world?
They're pretty high up there. I mean,
are they just like supernatural whores? Is that what they are? Is that what they are?
Well, they can. Okay, so first of all, a succubus and incubus. You have incubus, you have succubus. A succubus is the female version, and then an incubus is the male version. Okay. So they can appear to the person, and there have been many accounts of this happening. They can actually, the Ancient Ram Horn Inn is a great example. Ask Brandon Crody from Paranormal in the Funhouse about Ancient Ram Horn Inn. I'm sure he knows a little bit about it.
Oh, yeah.
but they can appear as a male or a female depending on the sex of the person. So, for example, with Steve, I guess, if a succubus came to him, it would obviously be female. If, however, Steve liked dick on the side, it would be an incubus. Mhm.
Well, I know my cousin pretty well. I mean, it takes a lot of work to hide that from you, God. Well,
I'm
good,
not
man.
getting in any fights. I got a son. I'm not getting any. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
And so yeah,
you already got stuff rubbing my ears. I'm not doing nothing else.
They
man.
are
They're rubbing
real.
your flesh. How did you put it, Ken? They're warm your flesh.
So Ken and Mr. B, I think one of the things that's a real thing that I experience, and being serious for a moment. So whenever like I'm going through something, so like I felt the sensation on my ears. I still feel it. Like if you look, I mean, there's something going on. Do you see something like around me that's like doing something to me, or like how do you explain that?
I don't see any energy around you right now, but that doesn't mean there's not energy around you.
Okay.
I can feel it. I don't see anything. I'm much more of an empathetic person. Like my chest feels really, really heavy. My back is hurting. I can feel your anxiety, and I can feel something there with you.
And she can probably feel it a lot more than I can, even though I possess the same ability. But you got to remember, I have been exposed to this jinn, demonic, necromantic current a lot longer than she has. So when I come into contact with it, I'm not as sensitive to it with regards to getting the anxiety from it, like most people would. It's kind of comforting to me. So,
wow.
But you're going to be okay.
I definitely feel that way, because in the beginning I was a little nervous. I really was. Like I was unsure. I was like, are these guys gonna like make me stay up for 3 days straight or something, and I'm gonna go crazy? But I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with you guys as time goes on. So, Mr. Spia, I guess my question for you is, with what I'm kind of experiencing, what can you see? What, like, are you the type, because we did have Leanna Lake on here, and I thought again, that's another person that I wholeheartedly believed in. Do you like feel it and you're able to like see it through some type of third eye, or how would you describe kind of your feelings and kind of your process of identification of spirits or whatnot? And I say spirits because I don't know what to call them.
Well, I'm extremely empathetic, so it happens on two levels. So I can feel what other people are feeling. And from there, I have like this kind of voice in the back of my head, kind of like my inner guide, my own Jiminy Cricket, if you will, that just kind of says, hey, maybe this is going on. So I can feel it's not even anxiety, because as you said, you're comfortable. It's more of a like physical discomfort that if you wouldn't recognize it feels like anxiety, but now that you've calmed down, it's just this physical discomfort. Like I'm sure you feel the need to stretch and kind of, I don't know if you've noticed, I've been shifting in my seat a little bit and trying to stretch my back out and that sort of thing. So I can feel that, and my intuition tells me that it's not something that's malevolent. It's more just being mischievous. It's just kind of messing with you, just kind of checking you out, kind of like when you meet a dog for the first time, like a big pit bull, where you're a little bit nervous around a big pit bull because, they get a bad rap, and you let it sniff your hand and it kind of sizes you up and posts up on you for a little bit. And then it just starts to play with you.
So you're telling me that there's some entity out there that's treating my cousin like a toy thing? I have Steve is as an amateur boxer, right? Yeah, I don't know how what if
you don't got to throw the amateur part out. You could just say boxer. A boxer. You could just say you used to box. You don't have to say that I was an amateur. That I only made $70 while fighting. You don't put my business out there like that. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. Well, So
you see the respect I get, Ken.
Yeah. Put a spell on him.
No, I'll teach you how.
But let me ask you guys something. Why is it me? Why am I like Leanna Lake focused on me? Kathy focused on me?
You know why? I think it's because you are the skeptic.
Okay.
I think that's exactly. I think it simply comes down to that fact.
Okay.
I think that it's kind of one of those things where sometimes if you think about something too hard, you end up manifesting it in the opposite direction.
That's
so
right.
If you're too focused on money, sometimes your money will run out and you'll notice that you'll have a string of bad luck. And so you're so focused on saying, you know, this isn't real, I don't believe this, that all of the energy of the universe is like, okay, you don't believe it, we'll show you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spirits do not like they don't like being
ignored.
Ignored. They don't like being not believed in. They don't give a shit if you believe in them or not, because these beings do not rely on our belief to exist. They don't need our belief to exist. They're here. They've been here hundreds of millions of years prior to, you know, us ever crawling out of the primordial ooze, so to speak. But they don't like to be ignored either. When they're here, they want to be respected and recognized. So when I work with a demon, or even an angel, angels can be dicks. Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned
That's
that
a
before
fact.
when you were doing the podcast with Brandon, that angels can be dicks.
Yes, they can. I've ran into.
But
yeah.
then, so where does you know, traditionally it's believed to have, you know, you have guardian angels. There's some good guys that'll always have your side and stuff. So so where's the disconnect? When are angels being dicks to me, and I just can't see it.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go back, Ken. By all means, I have a very heavy question that I'm gonna end my questions with, and I'm gonna be kind of the B side. But Ken, obviously, please feel free to finish off Sweat's question. And I got the heaviest question of the night, so everyone stay tuned.
Okay, so just because these things are spiritual entities doesn't mean they're not alive. They have needs and wants and desires and lusts and all that shit. Demons have it, jinn have it, angels have it too. Okay, don't think of angels in the term of the Holy Bible, Catholicism, Baptist, Pentecostals, whatever the hell. These things have desires and lusts and needs and wants. And okay, so for example, I ran into a situation where a family was being harassed. We thought it was a demon. Come to find out it wasn't a demon. Their house used to be an old Catholic church. It was decommissioned. They moved in. The angel was pissed off it was no longer a Catholic church, and he started harassing these people, pushing them, knocking things around, moving things, opening windows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Contacted my demon and a jinn, got into an altered state of consciousness, found out it was an angel.
Wow.
So we moved his ass on.
So do these entities do spiritual battle? Does your
oh
jinn
yeah.
say, does your jinn say, hey, what's a good angel name? What's a good angel name?
Michael.
Michael.
Or Raziel, yeah, sure.
Hey,
Gabriel's a good angel.
Gabriel. So does your jinn? What's your jinn's name?
No.
Okay.
Can't tell you that.
So does your jinn ever tell Gabriel to fuck off? It's like, hey, man.
Well, no, because you got to remember, a lot of time, like, okay, for example, those angels, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Michael, they don't get involved in that kind of silly shit.
Yeah.
They're high-ranking, extremely spiritually evolved beings. It's like some of your higher-ranking demons, like Beelzebub and Baal and King Paimon. They don't go around trying to possess people because they don't have time for that petty shit. It's usually your lower level demons that do that. And it's usually your lower level ranking angels that get pissed off because it's no longer a fucking church.
It's just like in the army. Your recruits are the ones that are fucking up, not the generals.
So it's the grunts, the little grunt demons or the grunt angels are pissing everybody off, pissing in people's soup. And then sometimes other entities aren't having it.
Right. So
I can appreciate that.
To answer your question, yes, there's a battle. Sure, absolutely. I mean, my jinn went toe to toe. No, I'm sorry, not my jinn, but my demon, Orobos, in fact, was the one who went toe to toe with this angel, and he kicked his ass.
So does he have a mean right hook?
I don't know what he used, but he got him out of there.
Oh, that's good.
So the question that I just have on the tip of my tongue that I want to ask, and Nikki somewhat asked it, but she asked it in a different way. What happens when we die?
Oh, okay.
We all go to hell.
Is that the
Can
wrong
I know
answer?
you
That's
well
it.
enough?
We're fucking doomed.
Can I know you well enough that I think there's more to it?
There is more to it. Absolutely, there's more to it. So I've worked with a lot of powerful death gods, death deities, death spirits, whatever you want to call them. And the one thing they've all had in common was the fact that obviously life does not end at death. There's truly no such thing as death. Okay, death does not really exist. It's just there's an ancient Native American proverb: "There is no death; there's simply a change of worlds," and that's a fact. You just change you change your existence. Your existence changes. You know, you may not carry around this body anymore, but you still go on to alternate dimensions and alternate realities, and that's where you live. Some people are reincarnated. Reincarnation is a fact, but here's the thing: you're not necessarily reincarnated in the future. Sometimes you can be reincarnated in the past. Okay,
that's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to wrap your mind around, but you can't think. What is it? Linear. You can't think in linear time. You can't think in linear
If
time.
you're reincarnated, like, do you always have to reincarnate as sentient, or can you just be like a blade of grass?
Or microbes on a piece of feces.
Yeah, that's my second option. You just said it for me.
Well, there's a scientific principle that says matter cannot be created or destroyed.
That's right.
So when you die, your matter goes somewhere. Your energy goes somewhere. And it doesn't necessarily matter where it goes in the in-between. Like, you can reincarnate as something else. Native Americans are really spiritual. They believe each piece of nature, each rock, each tree, each blade of grass has a spirit. And so you may reincarnate as something like a bug. And I know that that's what people like to kind of point and laugh at, but it's something that your energy, your soul needs to go through to learn or rest or accomplish something, even just to humble you out for a little bit until you're reincarnated into something that will serve your highest purpose.
And what she's referring to is commonly called animism. Is animism, where you believe everything possesses a spirit, everything possesses a soul. Oak trees, okay? Rivers, lakes, the sky, clouds, the earth, even inanimate objects to a certain degree that belongs to you, that's close to you, will take on a spiritual energy and a spiritual essence. Every culture has believed in that. Every shamanic culture and everybody on the planet, you, her, him, me, we all come from a shamanic culture at its core, which predates witchcraft, which predates ritual magic. It was always shamanic to begin with.
And there's even a little bit of that in a lot of the religions that kind of defame witchcraft and wizardry. I mean, if you think about it, when you're taking communion, supposedly the bread is the body of Christ and the wine is the blood of Christ, and there's that transmortification, if you'll take my scientific terms, and even that belief is ingrained in there, so it's everywhere.
Wow.
But and I'll be honest with you, I love a Catholic church, dude. I love going to mass. I think it's fucking beautiful. I had Odin come to me one time many years ago. Odin is a hard ass. He is very demented. He's very sexual, and he's very, very frightening.
Did he ever touch you, Ken?
No,
Did
he didn't
touch you?
To be in the presence of Odin is like breathing ice in your lungs. It's that fucking frightening. He told me one time, he's like, we got to go. We got to go. I was in a trance state. He's like, we got to go. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, you need to go to church. I'm like, why? What are you talking about, All Father? It's like, you need to go to church. I said, why? He's like, we have to, I forget the words he used, something with regards to energize up or gain power. I was like, okay, well, for what purpose? He said, well, or I was like, how do we do that? He's like, there is no better way to gain power than eating the reconstituted blood and flesh of a dead sun god.
Yeah,
That's
God.
what he told me.
That
That's
sounds
what
like
he told me.
that sounds like a part of a balanced, nutritious breakfast. If
That's
anything,
what he
I've
told me.
heard of it. Wow, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, this is awesome, guys. Really, this is awesome.
I was freaking out earlier, but I think
You
I've
since
calmed
calmed
down.
down. I can
I think
sense
I've
that in
calmed
you,
down, and I
Steve.
think I'm really starting to have a really fun conversation with you guys. And I mean fun, like fruitful, not fun like where I mean fun in
You're
a
on a
respectful
swing
way.
set.
Fun in a respectful way.
Right.
I can feel it. About 10 minutes ago, I could breathe again.
Yeah.
So I'm
Good.
glad you
Good.
can. I'm glad you
I'm
feel
glad-
better.
I'm glad one of us can, Mistress B. I'm still leery of Ken.
Oh,
As you
Brandon,
should be.
you should be. Brandon said, "Hey Ken, did you happen to say the date for your movie yet?" Okay, so the movie comes out between December and January, but they're shooting for December.
Okay, so you're in a movie now.
Yeah, it's called The Mookie Experiments.
The Mookie Experiments. Okay, what is it about? The Mookie Experiments.
It's about extreme paranormal experiments. You know, we
Okay.
do that shit. I actually summon entities, and some of the guys actually practice ritual magic, coupled with hallucinogenics and stuff like that. So.
Wow.
Would you mind if I posted that in our chat for anybody who was interested?
No, go ahead. There's a teaser out you can find on YouTube.
Oh,
called
shit,
How do
Mookie
I'm spelling
Mookie. That's it.
Okay.
Mookie Experiments. Yeah, you can find the trailer on YouTube or the
Go-
teaser.
Yeah, go ahead and find that, Steve. The Mookie Experiments. I'm gonna give one last call for the giveaway, and I want to show you all the names that I have here. I have Matt, Cass, Big Gamer, Mickey, Jesus, Jake, Joshua, Michael, Stosh, Kenny, Kathy, Debbie, Brandon, and Stacy. If there's
Real
anyone
quick.
else, yeah. What's up, Steve?
Real quick, so just to make sure I got the right one, it has Dr. Casey Onik, Onik. Is that out by Outcast Paranormal? Is that
Yeah, that's the team I work with, Outcast.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I got the right one. I think whenever Sweats is ready, I could display it.
Go ahead, pull it up on the screen.
Sure.
Go ahead, baby.
Last call. If you want to be entered into the free T-shirt giveaway, now's the time. Just tell Steve Happy Halloween, or just say, "Hey, I want to be entered into the raffle," and I'll put you in. Whenever we're done looking at the Mookie Experiment trailer and talking about it, then we're gonna do the raffle. Okay? So you got it pulled up, Steve?
I have to get it on Chrome real quick.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay, well, really quick, Brandon asked if I was going to join Paranormal in the Funhouse on season 3. Brandon,
That's right.
you fly me anywhere that you guys are, and I will come join you, and I will pee beforehand so I don't pee on set.
Do you imagine yourself to be to have some nerves, to be anxious during an investigation, Mistress B?
Yeah, I don't really like the dark, and as an empath, when I go into like heavy places, I feel all of that. So it's a lot to deal with for me. So I know that I'd be overwhelmed. Plus, he'd stick me with Kareem, and Kareem and I together, between the jumping and the screaming, it's just not going to go well.
Well, I can see that for sure. I entered Gina into the raffle as well.
One
the
second.
trailer is.
I got to put audio.
Yeah, it's like a teaser more than a trailer. Now I'm not in the teaser.
Okay, so share audio, share tab audio. I got it.
There you go.
I'm good. Okay.
All right. We have it pulled up here.
So I'll put this link into the chat. But this is the right one, right, guys?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And since you said the link in the chat, moderators, if you could redistribute the Wizards Table Facebook page, everybody, if you could, if you've enjoyed this podcast so far, really go support the Wizards Table, support Ken and Mistress B, and go follow their Facebook page. They have their own podcast where they talk all about this stuff. And if you're interested, please go support them and follow them. And let's see if we get their numbers up tonight. Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's play this teaser. Let me make a full screen, Steve, the video.
Hopefully one day you will start to question everything that you've been told. You know, what they've led you to believe was good versus what they've led you to believe was bad. What they told you to be afraid of. And even our own reality.
I mean, I remember distinctly the eyes. Look at you. What do you want to tell me?
I don't know. I can't take it.
Oh shit!
We've always had a problem accepting the rules that were put into place by those who came before us.
You're gonna take ritual magic and drugs together.
I mean, when you look at the paranormal, especially the Bigfoot, aliens, ghosts, we really haven't made any progress in the last 60 years, and it should be unacceptable to everyone.
I should have done this. I apologize to my family.
When did it become taboo to think outside of the box?
I'm going to stay ready to go and retrieve them if necessary. So,
what are they afraid we're going to find?
Wow.
So Ken, so you said that in December, January time frame, you're going to be involved in one of these?
Yeah, I'm actually in that movie. I'm actually in the movie Experiment. So it'll be coming out between December and January on Amazon.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What could you tell us a little bit about what you did in the movie?
I summoned a demon.
Okay. And,
I opened the infernal gates, and I allowed a demon to enter me to help open the gates. So I became partially possessed. You can go to my TikTok, and you can see some stills of me doing the ceremony.
Okay, you have a TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Ken Allen Magi 856.
Okay, yeah. If you're on TikTok, maybe give that a look. If you're on that website, but yeah, that looks interesting. I can't wait to watch that. It's gonna be that's gonna be really cool. What was your experience other than being possessed and opening the infernal gates? Was it a pleasurable experience?
Oh, extremely. I love my craft. I love what I do. I love practicing magic and the sorcery, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's all the same thing at the end of the day. I love working with these entities. I love dispelling the rumors that, again, like Mistress B said earlier, that all demons are evil, that all angels are good. There is no such thing as absolutes. There is no binaries. There is no black versus white. There is no good versus evil. Nothing could exist in absolutes. Nothing could exist as absolute evil. Nothing could exist as absolute good. That shit's just not a fucking reality. Okay? I have met some powerful jinn, some powerful angels, powerful demons, and they all have something to bring. There are demons out there that can heal people. I have seen people become healed. I have seen people become healed. I have seen a guy become healed that was in a coma one time because of an invocation to the demon Buer. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. Not to sound preachy, but it's a fact, bro.
Right. Nice. Oh, wow. This is great, man. I love this, man. I think now I think I should do the raffle. Last call. If you want to get in, do it now because I'm about to load up the page here. Let's see here. Let's see. One more question before we do the raffle, in case anyone has any gets in here last minute. Casual asks, so Ken, do you believe in aliens?
I do, absolutely, 100%. In fact, with Outcast Paranormal, we're investigating a place in Pensacola, Florida, which is about 4 or 5 hours west of me, I guess. A guy named David Eckhart, who is an alien abductee. He's been dealing with it for 20 years. It doesn't matter where he lives or where he moves. They do, in fact, follow him and abduct him all the time.
And what about anal probing? Is that a thing?
Stop it. I know you're trying to be funny. No, I want to answer that shit. I know you're trying to be funny, but with your crown on your head.
That's right.
There is probing, but as far as the anal probing, it's not really a thing.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, I can breathe a sigh of relief if I get abducted tonight. My bum is safe. Anyway, let's see here. We're gonna do we're gonna actually do the giveaway now. I wish I could play some music in the meantime while we're doing it, but it does have a nice little cheer effect by the end of it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do this giveaway right now. Mosey on down to the Sweats and Steve show. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 names in here, and only one is going to win. Are you ready? Seeing as though we have special guests here, All I have to do is click this wheel, and then the wheel will turn. Ken or Mistress B, if you will, would you do the honors and tell me when to click this wheel?
Go ahead,
And
baby.
can we get a drum roll? Steve, can you get a drum roll going? All right. Tell me when, Mr. B.
I don't know who's
And click.
Let's see here. And it is.
I couldn't choose any other colors.
Joshua Babel. He has one.
Yay!
That's the second time I've seen
himself.
that today.
He has won himself a free Sweats t-shirt tonight. Shout out to Joshua. Congratulations, my friend. I will be in contact with you later after the show to get your details and info, and we'll get that going for you. Can we get a shout out for Joshua in the chat? Can we drop a big J for Josh? Congratulate him. Absolutely, absolutely. Now that that's out of the way, I have a few more questions here, and pretty much on that point, we can freestyle it until the end of the show. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, one question that I had was, seeing as though this is Halloween, does Halloween or this general time of year have any significant impact in the spiritual world?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, how so?
Absolutely. There are magical seasons, just like there are seasons in weather and stuff like that. There are magical seasons. There are certain points at which certain aspects of your magical journey are going to be more powerful. And Samhain is incredibly, incredibly powerful.
Really? Okay. So what's the word that you use there? Samhain?
Samhain.
And what is that exactly again?
It's basically the magical correspondent to Halloween.
Oh, okay. So explain to me again what the Samhain does. I think maybe I kind of zoned out there, but can you explain it again for me?
It's kind of like a period where things open up, the veil thins, the power that you can access is a lot greater. It's you can see it in all sorts of different cultures. Like you can see it in the theory of the Day of the Dead, when the dead walk the earth and you can visit your relatives. And there's all sorts of things like that cross culture that kind of correspond to this time of year. And yeah, it's incredible.
Wow. Well, thank you for answering that. I mean, I guess it's not all just the candy companies getting together and having an orgy and making millions of profits in the process. That's right. That's a little encouraging to hear. It gives me a little bit of Halloween spirit. Which Steve, I'll have you know that I'm actually doing something for Halloween this year. I'm actually passing out candy to little kitties in the neighborhood. That's right.
Well,
I've never done that
congratulations.
before.
I'm going out with my son.
Well, it's wonderful.
I'm actually going to be a pumpkin, believe it or not.
Can you take a picture of that and send it to us?
No one will ever see me as a pumpkin.
Mistress B and Ken, what are your plans for Halloween? How do you celebrate it? And do you do anything special out of the ordinary?
I usually have large, massive orgies in black Jello. It's what I do for Halloween.
That sounds eventful.
It's great. Actually, I usually celebrate Halloween on the true day, which is November 1st.
Okay.
That's the true day. So I'm going to wait for November 1st to come around before I do any actual rituals. But on the 30th, I'm taking my son out trick-or-treating.
That's wonderful.
For a few hours. And on the 31st, I will make some preparations, some special oils and stuff like that for the dead, necromantic oils. These are oils that will have bone dust and stuff like that in them.
Oh, wow.
And I will use that oil and place certain symbols all over my face and my arms and stuff like that. Then I will have it ready for November 1st, and I will go out to the secluded place in the woods where I will actually perform a necromantic ritual to contact the dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely sounds eventful for sure. I've never done that for Halloween. Is it a good time?
Oh yeah. It's extremely spiritually impactful. You gain a lot of wisdom that you normally wouldn't. I mean, when you're communing with the dead, dude, it's extremely powerful. They know secrets. They have great power. I mean, you will get flashes and visions. You will get into it will actually cause me to fall out onto the ground.
Oh, wow.
And I will be in an altered state of consciousness. I won't even know where I am for a few seconds after I fall out.
Okay, so is it more wise to have a partner to watch over you, or you're pretty much experienced, you got it yourself?
I've been doing it a long time, but in most cases, when you first start out, it is wise to have somebody with you. But if you've been doing it for a while, you do also have guardian spirits that will protect you and make sure that you're okay. And where I'm at I do live in the country. I do live in the woods, and where I'm at, it's a pretty safe place. So I'm not worried about the spirits. It's the fucking living that I worry about.
Yeah, that is the common saying. It's the living you have to be worried about.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon. Let's wish Brandon a good night real quick. Sorry to cut you off, Steve. Let's drop a B in the chat for Brandon if you could. What was your question, Steve?
Yeah, one of the things that I just wanted to remind you about was the satanic Antoine Sander. You wanted to bring that back up. I don't know if you remember that question that you had, maybe about the Satanic Bible, Antoine Sander.
I guess maybe the question was the difference between Satanism and then Luciferianism.
All right, let me say this real quick about Anton Szandor LaVey, the founder of the Satanic Church of San Francisco. By the way, real quick fun fact: did you know that Sammy Davis Jr. was actually I don't know if you guys even know who the fuck he is, but
I know who he is.
Okay,
Ken.
so
the Rat Pack.
Well, right, okay, so you guys aren't that young, but Sammy Davis Jr. was actually a member of the Satanic Church of San Francisco with Anton LaVey. Him and Anton LaVey did, in fact, do a duet together after a satanic ritual.
Wow.
After a black mass. Sammy Davis Jr. was very proud of that, but his wife put pressure on him and made him leave the church.
Wow, that's crazy.
So there's a couple different types of Satanism. You have atheistic Satanism that was more along the lines of what Anton LaVey did, where they were Satanist in name only, but they were atheistic.
Right.
Yet they just went through the pomp and circumstance of the ceremonies for psychological reasons. And then you have what's called theistic Satanists, where they actually do believe in Satan, where they actually do worship Satan, where they actually do blood sacrifices to an extent, to a degree. However, it doesn't matter if they're theistic or atheistic Satanists. They don't go around, and I've met these people, they do not believe in harming children, killing animals, killing people. You know, they don't go around drinking blood. They don't do that shit, dude. I mean, more blood has been spilled in the name of Christianity and Islam than any fucking religion on the planet. Satanists don't do that, bro. Come on, man. They just don't. But everybody, you know, Hollywood has done a lot of damage for these people. I'm not a Satanist. I don't care to be. I have no desire to be. Like I said earlier, I don't worship anything. But I've met these people. I know these people personally, and I know what they believe in, and I've seen their ceremonies. I've been to a few of them here and there. It's not really that big of a fucking deal.
No, it's not. Their whole point is more live your life to the fullest, because there is no heaven or hell necessarily. Like the whole dichotomy doesn't exist. So live your life to the fullest. Indulge, do what you want to do, experience life while you have your life, and let everything else wash out at the end. There is no eternal damnation or anything like that.
They believe in their spirituality is flesh. They believe in the fleshly life, in the earthly life. They don't concentrate on what comes after this. If anything comes after this, from their perspective, they concentrate on what's here and now. They believe if you want to fuck, get out there and do it. If you want to drink, do it. If you want to snort, do it. They don't give a shit. As long as and they have a strong belief in not harming people. They have a strong belief in not pushing someone against their own will. That's a fact.
Interesting. Very interesting. I actually had two more questions. This next one I wanted to ask Mistress B. Because I know I think before you had mentioned about tarot cards and stuff like that. What advice would you give to someone who's interested in getting into that side of the spiritual realm, tarot cards and stuff like that, what advice would you give to them who are just beginning?
I would say, first of all, the myth that you have to be gifted your tarot decks is just a myth. You can buy your tarot decks. I think a lot of times they're more powerful because you choose what you're drawn to. I think other than that, just trust your intuition. You are the magic in your magic. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
It's your intention. It's your willpower. That's what drives it. So figure out which deck you like. Do all of your readings. Practice every day, and you'll get there.
Can you say that again? That sounded like a shower thought there for a second. You are the magic in your magic. Can you say that again?
Absolutely. You are the magic in your magic.
Can you say it in a whisper and say shower thoughts before that?
Shower thoughts. You are the magic in your magic.
Oh,
that was wonderful. I love it.
Girl.
I had to lean into the mic there for you.
I got chills.
Yes, honey.
Well, thank you for answering that question. And then the last question that I have, and we can pretty much go wherever we want to after this one. In what ways do you receive messages from beyond the grave and beyond this world?
There's a lot of different ways. Ken can speak on more direct messages. Most of mine are kind of implied. Like, I do a lot of candle magic, and you can tell things about how things are going by the way the candle flickers, how hard it is to light the candle, if it blows out or anything like that.
Right.
In addition, tarot readings are really, really informative. You can tell what sort of life path you need to go on. You can get messages from ancestors. You can do all sorts of things with tarot. So that's the way that I receive messages. In addition to just being empathetic and intuitive, if I feel something and there's something in the back of my brain that says, hey, something's going on, I'll usually go investigate it further and figure out what's going on.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Ken, do you have anything to add to that?
So I sometimes will get messages not only in dreams, but in a waking state of consciousness, like a daydream state. Sometimes I will get voices that's audible. And sometimes I will be doing something. Thank God it doesn't happen when I'm driving, but I will be doing something and I will get these flashes. I mean, they are so powerful and so impactful that they actually interrupt my vision at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so again, I'm glad it doesn't happen when I drive, but yes, they will communicate with me like that. They will say my name, or they will just say random, what comes across to me as being random things, but you know, it obviously makes sense. You know?
Yeah. So it varies from entity to entity.
Absolutely, always.
And person to person as well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, again, person to person, human spirits, non-human spirits, you know, even in the realm of non-human spirits, there are different personalities.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
They're not all the same thing. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Always, you know.
Yeah.
The universe will send you messages that you can understand and that you have the skills to decode. Because for me, for example, if I was just to get a vision, I would probably, I mean, now that I've worked with Ken for a long enough time, I'd probably respect it. But before this, I would probably write it off as a daydream because it's not the way that I communicate. It's not my gift.
Right. Okay. Very interesting. Thank you for that. Cass has a good question, and then I'll pose one more question to you guys. So the Illuminati, is it real?
I don't know anything about the Illuminati.
I think the Illuminati is real.
Now we're talking about the Illuminati that is a conglomerate of the elites that seek to guide humanity in their way. That's the Illuminati we're referring to, right?
No, I think the Illuminati is some sort of good boys club that we formed that runs things from behind the scenes. I don't believe in the divine Illuminati, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Scientology, but not for nerds.
and Kaz has been instructed to unsubscribe many times. He still stays around here, so
don't
worry about
unsubscribe, Kaz.
Don't worry
do it.
about his
I don't know
silly-
anything about the Illuminati. I mean, honestly, they just don't interest me that much.
Yeah, I mean, you have
Kaz,
your
get it
hands
together.
full with plenty of things of interest.
Yeah, I don't need to join any clubs or anything where people try to tell me what I can and can't do. Look, I'm LHP. I'm left hand path, baby. I practice sorcery. I am my own authority.
You are the magic in your own magic.
I am my own authority.
I love that. That was great.
It's fucking great. She's amazing. She's powerful too. I mean, don't let her play coy. She's fucking powerful.
No, I know. That's why when she called me,
Yeah,
crazy,
she
I
just
was like,
sits
okay.
there. She just sits there. She smiles. You know, she doesn't say too much, but
You
like
could
the
hear it in her
smiles-
voice.
Yeah, you
She's
hear it.
powerful.
You could hear it in her voice. You
I
really
do what
could.
I can.
We have a question from Matt. Where's the question, Matt? Let's see here.
Just write it again, Matt. Don't make
Right
it
again. Right again.
Typical Martinez stuff.
The last question I have, and if anyone in the chat has any questions, because we're gonna slowly be wrapping up the show here. If you have any questions for Ken or Mr. Speed, just let us know. The last question that I had for you is the Wizards Table, your podcast, your show. Moderators, if you could repost the link to their Facebook page one more time. And if you're interested and if you enjoyed this podcast, go follow, by all means, go follow them on their Facebook page. The Wizards Table, your podcast. What are your plans with it? Do you have anything lined up? Any special guests or interviews or anything lined up in the coming weeks? And do you have any plans for any upcoming events?
Yeah, so we got a couple really awesome people coming in November. I know on November 10th we're having Patty Negri. I don't know if you're familiar with her or not. She is the psychic medium from Ghost Adventures. She works a lot with Zach Bagans.
That's right.
She will be coming on. This will be her second time coming on our show.
Oh, wow.
She called me last week before, something like that, and we went ahead and booked her. So she's amazing. We love Patty Negri. Sean Gilmore and Brian Mersall from the podcast called Our Paranormal Podcast. They'll be coming on. So we got some things lined up, but we're definitely looking forward to Patty.
Yeah, definitely. That's anyone who's just worked with Ghost Adventures, that sounds pretty big.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's incredible.
amazing.
If you want to learn more about dragon energy, we talked about that before the show.
We did talk about dragon energy.
She is the one to follow.
Can you pull out your dragon again for the viewers to see?
Yeah, I'll pull out my little dragon. This is my little dragon.
That's wonderful. And what does the little guy do? The little Dickens.
He is just a manifestation of my energy and what sort of energy I draw from the universe. So, you give him little offerings, you feed and water him, and I like to take him with me places, and it just is a physical manifestation of universal energy.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, because I was asking, you had mentioned dragon energy, dragons, and when you were being interviewed by Brandon, I was thinking to myself, I would really like a dragon. I would love a dragon. I mean, as king, I would love a dragon. That's my steed. Absolutely. But yeah, that's wonderful. When did you say that you're going to be interviewing Patty again?
November 10th.
November 10th. Okay, I'm definitely going to tune into that one for sure. Moderators, again, if you could repost the link to the Facebook page for the Wizards Table. That's all the questions that I had. Steve, did you have any more questions? And we'll get to a few of the listeners' comments, and then we'll.
No, I think I kind of overdid my share with a couple of minutes around the hour mark and whatnot. I think I had some really good conversation with Ken and Mr. Spee.
Yeah, this has been great, guys. We're gonna get to a few more comments from questions from the comment section, and then we'll go ahead in the show. Matthew asks, sure, go ahead.
Casual 69er actually asked a question that I really want to address. He
Sure.
says, does burning sage actually chase demons away? And the thing about sage, there's two things that you need to know. One, white sage is indigenous to many Native American practices, and it's a closed practice. So don't burn white sage. It's quickly becoming extinct. And two, sage gets rid of all energy. all energy of any kind, which means that you're not only getting rid of the bad energy, but you're getting rid of the good energy. So sage can actually be detrimental, because if you're having a tough time and you want to clear your house of negative energy or any spirits or anything like that, as long as it's not too powerful, you can get rid of it, but you're also getting rid of the positive energy. So if you just burn sage and then fill your house back up with negative energy, you're going to think that it didn't work or that it isn't doing what it's supposed to. And it's because it's a negative space. It clears everything. So if you want to get rid of negative energy and you want to promote positive energy, burn something like lavender.
Mickey asks, so sage is like an antibiotic.
Yep. Well,
and for the love of creation, open your doors and open your windows when you're smudging. Yes, spirits can go through solid walls and stuff, but traditionally you want to open those windows, you want to open those doors, and you want to smudge all your mirrors, and you want to cover them after you've smudged them.
Okay.
You want those spirits to go out, and then you want to smudge the perimeter of your home, outside your home, preferably in a clockwise direction, inside and outside as well.
And Mickey, sage isn't like an antibiotic, because an antibiotic is meant to kill certain types of viruses. Sage is more like chemotherapy, where it will kill all the cells. Healthy, not healthy, it'll kill all of it.
Wow.
Just burn the house down.
Just burn the house down.
Yeah, someone said that. We have a question from Matthew. He says, "Are there any pilgrimages that exist in any occult religions?"
I can only really speak for myself because I am a solitary practitioner. I'm not really into doing group stuff. I've tried to do group things before, but it just doesn't work out because you run into too many egos. Look, dude, just like in the paranormal, in the occult world, there's a lot of fucking egos. All right. So I stay away from that shit. As far as pilgrimage, I have personal pilgrimages that I do to certain places sometimes if I can. But with occultism, it's not about going to a sacred place. It's about doing things at a sacred time. That's our pilgrimage, not necessarily going to this mountain or going to this lake or going here. It's doing certain things at a certain time of the year, when the stars are lined a certain way, when the moon is in a certain phase, a solstice, for example, the winter solstice, the summer solstice, stuff like that. Whereas within your, go ahead, baby.
Even days of the week, certain entities like certain days of the week.
That's right. You have day demons. There are certain demons that should only be called upon and invoked during the day, during the sunlight. They're day demons. And certain demons that should only be invoked during the nighttime, during certain hours of the night.
I see. Jesus has a comment here. It says, "Wait, so you ain't having the orgy with black Jello? I'm disappointed."
Well, you're invited. I mean, if he's coming, then we'll do it.
Jesus might actually be down to go.
If he's coming, we'll do
it. Shout out to Jesus. Gina asked, "What do you feel, Mistress B, about having your sign also being in Chinese a dragon?"
My sign in Chinese is actually a dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
So it plays a lot into my personality because I am fiercely loyal and protective and just good-natured until you piss me off, just like any dog you'll ever meet.
Right,
But I do really connect with dragon energy because I like that quiet power. And that's what dragons are. They're quiet power. It's just like any sort of big creature that you'll ever meet, a lion, a tiger, an alligator, whatever it is. They're nice and quiet until they're right up on their prey, until they need to strike. And that's what I really love about dragon energy.
Yeah, that quiet power kind of like suits you as well. I mean, we've talked about how you're reserved, but very, very powerful at the same time. So it's very fitting.
Yeah, the funny thing is about the dragon correlation between Mistress B and the dragon, it just really started that sentence off terribly. that it's very similar because you could hear it in her voice as if dragons were real. You could hear it in their voice. You can hear just kind of that subtle, what's the right word here? It's like subtle
ferocity.
Yeah, there we go.
Ferociousness.
How do you say it again?
Ferocity.
Ferocity. Okay, because I would have fucked it up if I would have tried without you repeating it. So thank you.
I got you. Don't worry.
So you could definitely hear some of that in her voice. I know normal people like Kaz wouldn't understand it because he just says stupid things. So Mistress B, I could definitely see the dragon being relevant to you.
Ken, is it possible that you could type your TikTok handle in the chat at all, or if someone knows where we can find it? Because Joshua's asking.
Mickey, can you find the TikTok?
Yeah,
I don't know. I can. It's okay. So I don't see any.
Maybe I can spell it out.
I'll put it in there. Go ahead. I'll follow it.
Yeah, it's Ken Allen Magi MAGI 856.
All right, let's find this. Yeah, because I want to see this. I want to see what you do on TikTok. This is gonna be very interesting.
Ken KenAllen MAGI 856.
That's it.
Got it.
Yep.
All right.
Jesus asked a question again.
Okay.
About the Ouija board.
Okay. Okay, on a serious note, is the Ouija board a real portal to entities not of this world, or has it just take the idea that it is something like that?
Okay, so yes, it is. Absolutely, it's a portal. But and as I've said before, so is a digital recorder. So is a spirit box. All of these things open up portals to entities of parallel and alternate dimensions of reality. Mm-hmm. So you can get a serious attachment from a spirit by using a digital recorder in your home. Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Is anybody there? The same thing using a spirit box. You know, the radio that scans through the frequencies going, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Same thing. So a Ouija board is no better or no worse than any of those things. Just because those things use a battery and electricity don't mean shit.
You can also do the same thing with mirrors. Mirrors are portals as well. That's why you're not supposed to have a mirror in your bedroom. It's a portal. And while you're sleeping already, you thin the veil a little bit. That's why people like astral project in their dreams. You're already thinning the veil. And to have that portal open, you're just opening yourself to stuff. So it doesn't even have to be something that you consciously do. It can be something innocuous like a mirror placed in your bedroom. So you have to be careful with stuff like this. And you have to have your protections and your groundings and everything set up beforehand.
100%. I use a black mirror to communicate with spirits. A black obsidian.
Let me
mirror.
see that. Actually, that's pretty
very
cool.
thick. Yeah, it's a black obsidian mirror. It's very thick.
Wow.
And I use this, and I stare at it with candles, and I use incantations, and I call to the spirit or the demon by using their N, like we talked about earlier.
Right.
Until they show up in this mirror, and then we communicate. He will be there. He will be visually there, and I can hear him.
Wow, that's incredible. We actually have Ken's TikTok handle here in the chat. If you want to follow him on TikTok, please do so. I want to get to a few more questions, and then we'll go ahead and end the podcast. This has been awesome, guys. Really, it's like Steve. We always say it, best episode ever, man. But like this one is like.
So real quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but some of these questions are really cool. I like them.
I know.
No, his spirit animal. Yes, actually, I so my medicine is cat medicine. I have or cat spirit, but I have cat medicine. I have strong cat medicine. I can make a cat do any fucking thing, dude. It doesn't matter how feral it is or how wild it is. I was training a cat the other day to sleep on my neck like a fucking stole, and she did. 10 minutes of working with her, she sleeps on my neck. So. Yes, I have powerful cat medicine.
Oh, that he also asked, "What is your favorite horror movie?"
Oh, geez.
I know mine.
What's yours, Mr. Spee?
The Haunting in Connecticut.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes. I don't know. You know, I was asked this question on another podcast about my favorite horror movie. I don't know. There's just so many I like, but I don't like those Saw movies because all it is blood and gore and torture, and to me, that's just stupid.
Oh, I love those movies.
There's no thought behind it. Come on, girl.
Well, see, I'm forensically trained, so the blood and the gore is like my wheelhouse.
Oh, so you legitimately have studied in forensic science and stuff like that?
Yeah, I have a bachelor's of science in forensic anthropology.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow.
Oh, tell them how to identify a human bone, girl.
Oh, the easiest way to do it is lick it. If it sticks to your tongue, it's human.
Oh. Licking candles, licking bones, we're licking everything tonight. Golly.
Welcome to the wizard's table.
That's right.
I'm going to speak up there, Mistress B. You and I have formed a really good bond, but I'll tell you what, if somebody says, do you think that's a human bone or you think that's just a prop? I'm not going to lick either of them. Okay. I'm just going to try to snap it or take a saw through it and see if there's bone marrow, check to see if it's hollow.
You can buy human bones on Amazon.
I don't know about that.
What? You can. Oh, yes. Oh, I know.
Send me the link. I want to see
You
it.
can buy human bones on Amazon. Absolutely.
What do you mean send the link? That's something you can Google. Go to Amazon.com. What do you mean send the link?
I want to see it. I'm so see it.
Send the link.
Then Google it.
I'm sorry, I don't know that link.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if I want Amazon knowing that I'm looking at human bones. I don't know that I want that because I started to Google it and I was just like, no, I'm not going to fucking do that. So let's do it.
I'm going to put you on a list.
Yeah.
On a more serious note, Kathy has a request for us. Could everyone please send us up some good energy or prayers for my roommate that is in a very, very critical condition in ICU, whatever you believe in. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Let's send Kathy some good vibes toward her way.
Kathy, I'm going to light a candle for you and
Yes.
your roommate.
Thank you.
And I will do the sign of the pentagram.
Okay.
And I am going to put a KH in the comments.
That's what I'm going to do too. I wish I was cool enough to do the pentagram.
Yeah, but you got a crown on, bro. So.
That's right. I'm king, Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We have a few more questions here. Let's see here. Jesus had a good question. What is an easy to obtain piece of protection that we could get?
Corpse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
A corpse?
No. Corpse.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I was about to say that's not really easy to get.
It might be for you.
It might be for me.
Quartz crystal is super easy to get. You can tell that it's done its job if it's cracked or if it gets cloudy. Another one is salt. Epsom salt is really, really good for ridding yourself of negative energy. You can take an Epsom salt bath. It'll relax your muscles. It'll ease your mind, and it'll rid you of any negative energy. You can salt your doorways. You can salt your house. You can salt four corners. Another one is iron. If you get iron road spikes, a lot of things that kind of go bump in the night, like the Fae or certain entities don't like iron. So you can put iron at the four corners of your house or hang a horseshoe over your front door.
Wow. And Ken, you were modeling that quartz so well. Can you show us
the
quartz?
Dude. It was like
you should be a hand model.
Here's the quartz, baby.
That's not exactly the hand job that Ken likes to do.
Quartz. This one's wrapped in copper.
That's wonderful.
Now you can put your prayer. You can put your prayer, pure thought energy, pure intent into quartz crystals.
Yes.
And you can use them to stay darker forces, negative energies, entities. But like she was saying earlier, the railroad spikes, a lot of negative entities loathe iron. They do not like iron. Hence one of the reasons why back in the day, old graveyards are surrounded with wrought iron fencing because it was believed to hold those negative spirits inside the graveyard. But I have protective measures around my yard. I have 4 railroad spikes on my property. It took a while because I got, about 11 acres, but that's okay. It was worth it. You put the railroad, you anoint it with olive oil, blessed olive oil, you bless it in your way. then you hammer it in the ground. And then as the property owner, whoever the rightful property owner is, in my case, it was me, I would piss in a cup, I kid you not. And then I would hammer that railroad spike down. And then I would pour that urine on top of it and cover it up with dirt. Then I'd do that 3 more times. Then I created what's called a witch's bottle. I used an old, not old, but I used one of those real thick, big ass Patron bottles that was empty.
Right.
And it's called a witch's bottle. You put glass down in it, barbed wire, rusty nails and screws and shit like that, and rocks and broken glass, and you piss in this thing. You're, again, the homeowner's piss, and you bury it. You bury it at your driveway or where people have to walk to get onto your property. And what it does is the piss is dominance. We know that from animals, right? This is all hoodoo stuff. The railroad spikes, the witches, the witch's jar. This is folk magic stuff. So their energy and their intent, whether it's human or non-human, will be ripped apart by all that stuff inside the witch's bottles. Well, look up witch's bottles, man. They're finding them all the time, time.
That's
In
another
these old
thing I will
houses.
not have on my Amazon.
Let's see here. Jesus was commenting. You were mentioning Mistress B about salts. Jesus says, I have my girlfriend. She's hella salty, so I'm protected as AF.
Jesus better not get on her bad side.
No. He's going to get salt in his eye, and that'll sting. Joshua says selenite.
Absolutely.
Selenite for cleansing Reiki sessions and Reiki.
Yeah.
Selenite is
right
really
here.
good, but the only problem with selenite is that if you get it in water, it'll dissolve.
Yeah, it will.
Oh,
This
wow.
is selenite. This is selenite. Selenite, well, is like an astral eraser. It will cleanse almost anything. Now, this is one made into the shape of a dagger, one-sided blade. This was given to me. It was a gift. And this is just a small selenite wand.
Wow.
So you
Another
can
good
cleanse
one.
with that.
Another good one is rose quartz.
Absolutely.
So I have a goblet made out of rose quartz, and it's
that's
really
pretty.
good for positive energy and stuff like that. And it's nice. You can hold a lot. I don't drink out of it often, but when I do,
It tastes wonderful.
absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Now, that's another thing you can do real quick. You take a quartz crystal. It doesn't have to be this big. My goodness, it can be about this size, or smaller. Obviously, you want to cleanse it. There are many different methods on how to do that. We would be here all night long talking about that. People can look it up. But you take a piece of quartz crystal and you put prayer into it, positivity into it, put it in a glass of nice, clean, cool water and drink that shit, dude. Drink it for like 3 days and you'll start to heal from whatever's ailing you. That's a fact. I've seen it happen in the occult world. That shit works.
Wow. This has been amazing. You guys are so extremely knowledgeable and about your craft and everything, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys onto the show. And I appreciate all the questions and all the activity from everybody in the chat. And do you have any shout outs or any tell the people what you're going to be up to again?
I got some shout outs real quick.
Sure,
Do
go
you got
ahead.
any baby? You got any baby?
Go ahead.
I want to shout out to Pappy Kevin and Lil Jackson. I love them so much, and I miss you guys all terribly. I also want to shout out to Gage, because without him, I wouldn't be where I am, and I would never have met Ken. And
Absolutely.
Ken has the rest of our group shout outs. He's got the list down.
Yeah. I want to get, okay. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Brandon Fun Uniform Crody.
Absolutely.
Paranormal in the Funhouse, baby. Thank you, Brandon. He supports us, always has, and we support him, obviously. So thank you very much. I also want to give a shout out to Sean Gilmore and Brian Mersal of our Paranormal Podcast. Got to give a shout out to Bigfoot and the Bunny Podcast. If you haven't seen them, please check them out. They're freaking awesome. Chris Carr and Kristen Johnson, Bigfoot and the Bunny, baby. And Teresa Slowinski, my sister from another mister, the Canadian Trickster. Check her out. Ancestral Eyes Podcast, her and Jean-Jerome Baldry. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Robert Riggy, psychic medium, Robert Riggy, criminal profiler. Check him out. He's interviewed Ted Bundy. You might want to get him on the show too sometime.
Wow. What's
All
his
right.
name?
Robert Riggy. We interviewed him, and he interviewed Ted Bundy with nothing between him, baby, but air and God.
Wow, that would be interesting. Yeah.
That was great. Great interview. So, that's my shout outs.
I appreciate it, and let's see if everyone's appreciating you in the chat as well. Jesus says, "Mr. Speed and Ken, thank y'all for coming on and informing us on the subject. Hope to see y'all again one day. Ken, save some of that black jello for me." Moderators, if you could, one more time, repost the Wizards Table Facebook page in the chat. And if you missed it and you want to follow Ken on TikTok, if you scroll up in the chat a little bit, you can see it. And probably in the video, the description of this video, wherever you're watching from, I'll go and find it. I'll put it in myself later after the show. Thank you, Mickey. I appreciate it. But yeah, this has been. I think you guys, since we have a soundtrack on, I think this deserves a round of applause again. Okay, I love it. That's wonderful. I do declare.
So just for me, before we close, there was something messing with me earlier. What do I do to make sure that I'm not going to have a crazy night or anything follows me or anything like that?
Let me ask you something. All right. Before you go to bed, do you take a bath?
Yeah. I mean, I'll shower before. I'll take a shower. Does that count as a bath?
Don't take a shower. Just listen to me, baby. Draw you a bath, baby. Okay. And get you some salt. And take 3 pinches of that salt. Are you Catholic? What are you?
Nothing really.
Oh, you're not
non-denominational. Yeah.
I'm not denominational.
All right, I'm gonna make it simple for you. All right, I'm not gonna give you a long ass recipe. Draw you a bath. All right.
Okay.
Then take 3 pinches of salt and throw it in the water. One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Spirit, baby. And then you say you a prayer. You get in that bath water, right? And you soak head to toe, toe to head, at least 30 minutes. Now, when you get out of that bath water, don't dry it off. Let it air dry. If you do have to dry it off, just pat dry, baby. Pat it dry, baby.
That's right.
All right.
Sounds like a
You'll be
thing.
good.
I'm not going to go to bed till 1 a.m. I got to go to Walgreens.
All right. Well, have fun.
You can use table salt.
I
Have
You
fun
can use
with that.
table salt. Yeah, you can use table salt. Any kind
Yeah,
of
you can
salt
use
will
table
work.
salt. I mean, I prefer kosher, but table salt's great, honestly.
I use Epsom, so whatever works.
Yeah, salt is salt when it comes down to it.
If I don't do that, what happens?
Then you will die and go to hell.
Shit.
No, you'll be okay. And if
You'll be
anything
okay, bro.
happens- If
Dude, bro,
anything
you'll be okay.
happens, if you notice any weird dreams, just call us and let us know, and we'll tell you what to do.
Seriously though, if you do experience anything that really bothers you, reach out to me or reach out to her, and we will guide you through it. If you have time to take a salt bath tonight, do it. If you don't, okay, you just fucking don't.
So,
I'm just giving you something simple.
How you
I've
feel,
never
Steve?
told anyone this. I've never told anyone this, but
Okay.
I've actually died once.
Yeah.
I've died on the operating table. I've had like more surgeries than I have fingers. So I died on the operating table once. So that's why for me, like, I don't know. Like, it's just weird. It's weird. We can talk about it later. I don't want to talk about it on the show. I don't want to talk about it on the show.
Okay. All right. So
I'll come on your show and we'll talk about my
We would love to have you guys on. So
yeah,
but honestly, Steve, you don't have anything to worry about. If you have time, do that. If you don't, just a simple prayer. Whatever you put your faith in, use that to shield yourself. Whatever your faith is in, use that to shield yourself.
Yeah.
Even a general, just like, hey, anything that does me harm, fuck off, will work.
Absolutely. Anger. I mean, anger gets shit done, bro. Anger gets shit done. I've used it in my spells. I've used extreme emotion in my spells. For hexing and cursing people, I've had to use the emotion of hatred, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, we're not outside of the realm of me and Mr. Speed. We believe in using hexes and curses when necessary. Absolutely.
Right.
But we also
And
believe in healing people too. So
hexes and curses and then the fuck you oil, right, Mistress B?
Absolutely.
On a serious note, Ken, Mr. Spee, I know we're getting to wrap up. This was a great episode. It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
You too.
Hopefully we can our paths will cross again in the near future.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Quick shout out to Anthony. He says, "Hi, Ken. What's going on, Anthony?"
Hello, Anthony. Anthony's cool.
And shout out to our cousin as well. Well, my cousin.
Well, he's not my cousin.
Shout out to Carlos as well, who's tuning in. But yeah,
He's actually my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's I think everyone knows except for Mr. Spee and Ken. So
yeah, well, yeah. Again, guys, Mr. B, Ken, this has been an amazing experience. I would love to come onto your show, and if we could manage to get Steve on there as well, absolutely. Just well, let's make it happen. I'd say, but absolutely, this has been an amazing episode. Thank you guys so much for coming on. At the Wizards Table on Facebook, go follow their page, the page. And give them a rating as well on their page as well. And yeah, and lots more to come from them and from us. And yeah,
Fuck
this
you,
is
Kaz.
this is Kaz says
he
this is
means
favorite
well.
episode.
He's funny.
Great show, the great show, really. But anyway. And Carlos actually has a podcast coming out. I'm sure we can go a little bit more in depth than that later. But yeah, we're gonna probably have Carlos here on the show next time around, which we will probably coming back in November 4th. That is 2 weeks from now, next Thursday. And wait to confirm on who the special guest be. But that's when you can find us next. Thank you again so much, Mr. B and Ken. The Wizards Table, go follow them. And this has been episode number 35 of the Sweats and Steve Show. Shout out to Joshua Babel for winning the contest tonight. I'll get in contact with you so we can get you your free t-shirt. Thank you again so much for all the likes, shares, and follows. And thanks again, guys. It's been a blast. I hope you guys have a happy Halloween. Safe Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been episode number 35. So just the SNS show. And as always, shashakada. Bye, guys. Happy Halloween.